Altcoins and ICOs, it's not just about Bitcoin. So what are altcoins? Well, any cryptocurrency that's not Bitcoin is considered to be an alternative. So that's where the name altcoin comes from. Altcoins will usually have a unique idea or product. This can be based on the speed or the cost of transactions, accessibility, or even privacy. Sometimes altcoins will be promoted to be used in a specific market for specific product types. So some of them can even be reward systems for, say, publishing blog posts. There's one called Steam, which is, you can't see it on the screen because I think it's a bit lower down in the market cap. It has an associated website called Steemit, and it's like a social network website, and you get rewarded for articles that are popular. So for different various likes and comments and stuff like that, you will get rewards in the Steam currencies. So because a lot of cryptocurrencies are open source, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, then these coins, these alternative coins, can basically copy that code and make their own variations upon it. So because it's open source, it's basically publicly available. So that's why there's so many ICOs at the moment and so many alternative coins, because it's easy to take the code from an existing high market cap coin that's open source and make your own variation of it. Now, this is just a screenshot from coinmarketcap.com, and it basically lists a load of different cryptocurrencies. As you can see, you've got Bitcoin at the top, and then we've got Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and there's quite a few more. If you go to the actual website, coinmarketcap.com, there's quite a few different currencies on there. There's 9 shown on this screen, but there's, I think at the last count there was over 800 different altcoins. So there's quite a lot out there. If you go to this website, you can see most of them. So this CoinMarketCap website, it's a very, very popular website. It's what a lot of people use just to look at the statistics and the current market situation for these different altcoins. On the left there at the top, you've got the name of the coin, and then you've got the market cap, which is the current price multiplied by the circulating supply. You've got the price of each coin, so you can see Bitcoin at the moment is $8,413, so that's quite expensive. Not as much as it was at Christmas though. Maybe 3 months ago it was, I think it hit around the $20,000 mark. So the 24-hour volume is how much in dollar terms has been traded in the last 24 hours. And we've got the circulating supply, that's how many bitcoins, so if we're using Bitcoin as an example, how many bitcoins or any of the other cryptocurrencies are in circulation at this current point in time. Then you've got the change in the last 24 hours. So you can see these are all green, so they've gone up, they've increased quite a lot in 24 hours. You can also see from this, I mean, the volatility of this market. I mean, if you put your money into a bank account, savings account, you'll probably get 1 or 2% a year, something like that. With shares, you can get quite a bit of volatility. But if you just look at this one near the bottom called Stellar, 25% increase in the last 24 hours. And that's not even unusual. This is just a random screenshot of a chart. So some days you'll look at this and everything's dropped by 20, 30, 40%. It's quite volatile. So yeah, this is coinmarketcap.com is a good place to look for different altcoins. So where can you purchase these altcoins? Well, with Bitcoin, it can be purchased from special ATMs, which I think are automatic transaction machines, a bit like normal ATMs that you get fiat cash from, such as US dollars and pounds. They're not widely available at the moment, but I know they've got quite a few in America. I don't know whether there's any in the UK yet. I've not actually seen any. But where most people get their Bitcoin from is from, there's an app for a mobile phone and there's a website, and it's called Coinbase. And there's also a company called GDAX, which are owned by Coinbase. We'll talk about those a bit later on. But if you want to convert pounds or dollars into Bitcoin, you would use something like Coinbase. But Coinbase at the moment, at the time of recording this, only has Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. So if you want to buy any of the other 800, then you can't really use Coinbase. Okay, so altcoins are usually purchased on what we call exchanges. I mean, Coinbase is a kind of exchange, but a proper exchange will have probably hundreds of different coins. So here's just some examples of different exchanges. There's Poloniex, Binance, which is very, very popular, Bittrex, Bitfinex, Kraken. Now these are quite popular ones, but personally I use Poloniex because it's quite simple, but there's not too many coins on there. I think there's about 200 coins on Binance, whereas Poloniex is nowhere near that amount, so Binance is probably one of the better ones. Later on, I'll demonstrate exactly how to purchase Bitcoin using Coinbase and altcoins using Binance, and I'll describe that later on in a lecture where I actually go through the process with a screencast of actually how to do it. So a bit about ICOs. ICO stands for Initial Coin Offering. And this is like, if you've ever been involved in share dealing, you've probably heard of IPOs, which is initial public offering for a company. The initial offering of shares at a kind of special rate. Well, that's what ICOs are, but for cryptocurrencies. So they offer very cheap coins for early adopters. Many ICOs are based on Ethereum and they can be purchased using it. So if you buy some Ethereum from Coinbase, you could use that to get involved in quite a few ICOs if you're interested in that. To be honest, I'd recommend against ICOs for beginners. There is a lot of money to be made because you can get these coins at a very cheap price initially. But there's also a lot of money to be lost if it doesn't work out. So for beginners, I would probably recommend against ICOs. There have been some recent ICO scams, so they're now being subject to a lot of regulation. At this current point in time, there's a lot of regulation going on with ICOs because of the severity of the scams that have been going on with ICOs. There's a recent one called BitConnect. A lot of people lost a lot of money in BitConnect. That was widely known as a scam. So if you go to Google and Google BitConnect, you'll see lots of stories about BitConnect being a scam. So you'll hear a lot about it, and not much about it will be favourable.